You're doing well. I know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know it seems like a couple of weeks or a couple months ago, you had made a comment about Daryl, kind of his senior year and how you weren't sure if he was potentially, if you'd want to use the extra year of eligibility. How do you plan to, I guess, address that as we kind of come to the general conclusion of the year? Is it something where you'll sit down with him and speak to him, or just kind of leave the door open?
Yeah, we won't talk about it until the season's completely over. Yeah, it's right now he's a senior. We're playing this season, and then we'll sit down after the season and talk about it. But right now, it's just there's too much going on to worry about that um, situation. So I know senior days coming up and all that, but guys have had two senior days before. So if I don't know what he's thinking. Haven't asked him, and not really worried about it at this point. There's just too much going on with our team.
Emily Jean Barber, Washington Post.
Hey, Mark. You've mentioned a lot this year just about having to figure out as a staff the right way to play and the the rotations that's giving you the best chance to win. And it seems like you guys have evolved a lot this year. I was just kind of curious how this team compares to others in terms of how much as a staff it really forced you to figure things out in a way.
I think every year is hard. Every year you got to figure it out. Even if you got all like 9 guys back, it's always different. So I think the reason we're playing better, knock on wood, is guys are more consistent now. I was using that word inconsistent a lot, right? And across the board, the guys that are playing have been pretty consistent. Or 5 or 6 of them are playing well every night. So really, that's been the difference: consistency in practice, consistency in the games. But yeah, we felt like defensively we had to play a certain way, and we started doing it. And then offensively, it just keeps evolving. So, but offense always keeps evolving because the coaching's so good, the scouting's so good. You always got to keep evolving your offense, especially in league play. It's really, really, really tough.
Do you think the reason it took maybe longer than sometimes is just because of the circumstances this year, not getting the summer fall? Is that maybe why we see it more this year of you guys figuring it out?
With us, yeah. And then guys had to grow into roles. Akeem's twice the player now than he was when he was playing in December. He's playing 30 minutes a game. You're going to get better. So kind of had to grow into certain roles and get used to it and get used to each other. But yeah, even though we had basically 4 starters back off last year's team with Wiggs, you're implementing pieces, and then you're trying other guys. I keep saying I was waiting on other guys to get better. And, finally we said, all right, we're going to go with this group. So yeah, everybody goes through, every season's different. That's what makes it great. And the challenge is trying to figure it out and do what's best for that team. And, I think if we had been playing this way early in the year, we still wouldn't have won as many games because we weren't ready to win those games. We were just inconsistent. I just think everybody's gotten more consistent, more locked in to what we're doing and with each other. And that's why we're playing better.
Lala Bromberg, Testudo Times.
Hey, Coach. Over the past 2 seasons, you've kind of talked a lot about just the improvement with Daryl kind of, being more than you've seen in a lot of players throughout your career, but just kind of with him taking on more of a leadership role this year, kind of how would you describe just the way he's, interacted with younger players in practice and kind of been a mentor for them, especially, with the freshmen?
Yeah, you saw it last year. His leadership really came on strong. He really matured. It's been fantastic. And he has good help with Aaron Wiggins. He's older and been through it and talks well. But now Daryl's kind of the leader out there, especially on defense. And he's got a great feel. He can help me see things sometimes or have a feel for how the players are thinking. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, you always want an extension of you on the floor. Sometimes it's the point guard, sometimes it's somebody else. And Daryl's really an extension of the staff on the floor, communicating to guys. And yeah, it's been really good to see. But kind of his leadership and his communication on defense has been terrific. And then the locker room, he's really good. I think a lot of guys look up to him. The younger guys look up to him. And the young guys always have problems with the head coach when they get here because it's a whole different level, and he helps them understand, how I feel, what I see, and helps them understand what needs to be done to help our team win.
How kind of specifically have you seen him help those guys with, defense and practice to be able to get to the level that you guys are now? I know that's something that, he really stresses with the younger guys.
Well, I think it's one just by how hard he works and how he competes every day defensively. I think that number one sticks out and guys see it. And then how he approaches every day in practice. He's not great every day, but he approaches practice the right way every day. Him and really Wiggs have been our most consistent guys. So the way he approaches it, the way he communicates, the way he talks, I think that helps. And then he takes it into the locker room after practice, and a lot of teaching goes on in there. Be like, oh man, why was coach on me about that? And he goes, well, I'll tell you why he was on you, type deal. So it's good. It's really good. You coach a guy, he's played a lot of minutes over these 4 years. It's good to have one like that.
Heather McDonough, NBC4.
Hey, Mark, good to see you. I don't know when to start off. When you start off a question the wrong way, and then Emily's laughing at me. When you think you have something in your head and then it doesn't come out right. Let's start over. Carol Malone used to do that. Take two. On February 8th, you guys were 10-10. You can share with us maybe how things were going in your mind. Obviously, you've reeled off the 5 wins since then. The easy thing to say, I guess, is that everybody's just gelled. But what is it about this team that has allowed you to reel off those 5 straight wins? You said just now that you weren't ready to win certain games earlier in the season. What's changed?
Well, we've grown up. We have a great competitive spirit. So that never left us. Even though we were losing and we weren't as confident, our competitive spirit never left us. I think on February 8th, we were still a really good defensive team. We made a lot of mistakes versus Ohio State, and they made us pay. But we were a really good defensive team. And I think really since February, 5th or whatever it was, when we scored 50, our offense has gotten better. Our spacing's gotten better. We've gotten more confident, and our best players are getting more of a chance to be who they are. So defense has stayed consistent. The rebounding's gotten better. And then the offense has just gotten better. So with that, when you win and you're playing well, confidence grows. And it's easier to learn from winning than it is losing. And so we showed film today of some of the things we did wrong defensively against Michigan State, so we can learn from it, but we had a good attitude going into it. So, and I just think we had a positive attitude. We're just like, okay, we are where we are. We are who we are, and let's have a positive attitude and be confident and see what we can make of this season. And so far, the last 5 games, it's been pretty good. We'll see, moving forward.
So moving forward also, you had this great stretch in February, and now it's March, as John Rusty likes to say, this is March. What are you feeling about your team? How is the team feeling as you get into this very, very important month?
Yeah, we feel good about ourselves, but we're still in league play. John's not a coach, not a player. It is March. But yeah, every game matters. But they matter in December too. They matter in January, especially if you're learning from them. But no, we got 2 league games left. We got to travel tonight. And we just got to keep getting better, keep playing well. And that's really that time of year to do that. So, and giving the guys confidence. So we're really just kind of locked in on league play still. And then that'll end. Then I think the feeling changes, especially if you have a chance to, play in certain tournaments in March.
I'll ask you that question again in 2 more in a week.
Okay.
Last question today, Alex Flum, WDVM.
Hey, Coach Turgeon, kind of going off of what Heather's question was, and also talking about the growth and the process you've talked about this whole season. Do you see a trajectory going even higher and higher of how much more these guys can grow this season and how much more progression you can see from this group?
Yeah, you hope so, because we're there's things that we're not doing great all the time. I think our rebounding can get better. I I think that's something that boxing out is something you should be able to do every time. It shouldn't be that hard to a shot goes up to box somebody out. You should be trained to do that. So I think that's important. I think offensively we can keep evolving. More and more guys get a little bit more confident. But when you have a group of guys where across the board everybody can get better, which we feel that way. I mean, the growth of Galen throughout the season, there's more growth for him. There's more growth for Jarius Hamilton, Dante Scott. So yeah, so if individually, if guys can get better and you can play with confidence, and there's the little things that, like today, we worked on some things that we needed to tweak defensively for us to be better. And, might not be great at it tomorrow night, but as the season goes on, little things that can help us become a better team and be a great team defensively on all phases. So, I think we can get better, and I think the guys believe that. And, we just got to get on this plane and go play well tomorrow night.
Real quick, I have one more question about Daryl. Just looking at the way he plays the game, he always comes out with so much emotion, so much intensity. Do you feel like not only is he an extension of you as and the coaching staff, but do you feel like that kind of rubs off, and it seems like other guys get that from him in games, as like if he's a spark plug or something like that?
Yeah, and he's consistent with it, and it rubs off. He's our tough guy. He's our emotional leader, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, the way he started the game the other day rubbed off on everybody, but every day in practice, it rubs off on everybody too. So, I mean, there's a reason we've gotten better, because Daryl was just, he wasn't looking at 1-5, 2-6, 3-7, 4-9. He was looking at each day making our team better. And then finally it kind of clicked for us to start playing at our, best level so far.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate your time.